I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I was explaining the concept of using insurance as a savings vehicle, financial vehicle. And he just didn't understand. And I can relate to that because before I took the test to receive my insurance license, I didn't understand either. It's just something that I did not grow up with people really talking about life insurance, other than it being a death benefit. And even then, the discussion was always how much it costs. How much does it cost? In the Army, we get our survival benefit, and it cost me $27 a month. Growing up in the South, and it may not just be the South, but just growing up, I had my relatives, the constant conversation would be, hey, I'm going to leave this $10, or you didn't know how much life insurance that they were paying for, but you knew at the time of death, basically it was barely enough to pay for the burial. So, and as I talked to many of my friends about this subject, they automatically go, I think their brains automatically go to that scenario, and they immediately either say, how much does it cost? Or life insurance or any type of insurance is a scam. There are two things that's going to happen in our lives: taxes and death. We know that's going to happen. We don't expect really that something, just in case something happens to the house, just in case someone gets hurt in the house, and just in case the house burns down. Those are just in case. But when we think about life insurance, immediately we go to the sad scenario of death benefit, when in reality, it is a tool that is fantastic. It is a magical tool, and when used with financial planning, just a complete overall holistic plan of your life, it can be a miracle drug, but it's something that must be planned out with a team. Actually, it's not just life insurance. I consider myself as being an index universal life specialist, because once I found this tool, I thought, number one, I was kind of upset. I don't know if I wasn't paying attention or no one told me how life insurance, especially cash life insurance, really worked. I was kind of upset when I saw it in reality, because it's like I could have been doing this all along. But as part of my mission, I want to tell the world, as many people as I can, about the magic of index universal life insurance. And I get it. I'm on internet, and I hear the whole life people and all the other people downplay it and say how horrible it is. Matter of fact, I started by term and invest the rest people. And matter of fact, when I told my upstream that what I wanted to do, he got very upset with me, because he said, Carla, I thought you wanted to help people, not rip them off. And I was hurt by that, because no, I don't rip anybody off. I totally believe in universal law and karma coming back to bite you in the butt. But what I really wanted to do is learn how to put it together where I can truly help my clients. And I found through trials and errors, I found my mentor, and that's Doug Andrews, who is considered the godfather of index universal life. He was around in the 80s when it was developed by E.F. Hutton. So the story about how universal life insurance was developed in the 80s during a high interest rate era. Well, E.F. Hutton was like, how can we get our clients the biggest bang for their bucks? So their clients would actually, I'm going to throw it out there, pull out $1 million to purchase maybe $10,000 worth of life insurance, right? I mean, in a high interest rate environment, let's say 10%. Well, 10% each year, point to point, on $1 million. That's $100,000. That's awesome. Well, back then, the definition of life insurance wasn't fully developed, wasn't fully clarified. The IRS is like, nah, we can't do that. And also the money managers is like, hey, something has to be done. Of course, they were losing money. They sued E.F. Hutton and lost because life insurance has been around for decades, and it's been used by many people as a financial backstop, as part of their financial and household planning. So the IRS, they lobby Congress to make a law and to make insurance company further clarify what a life insurance policy is. Now, you can't take $1 million and throw it all into a life insurance policy worth $1 million or worth less than $1 million. The life insurance company has to have some level of risk. So I don't know where I was going with this story, but just to give you just to clarify. So as I think I was talking about a conversation I had with my friend, and kind of got off track a little bit. So he constantly kept asking, well, how much does it cost? I'm telling you, my goal is to eliminate that question from purchasing life insurance or from owning life insurance, because that's what we're trying to get everyone to do, is to own it, be self-insured. So I asked him this question: take a 401k and you could put any amount of money in that 401k. Would you ask how much it costs, or would you ask how much can I put in? And he said, how much can I put in? I said, exactly. That should be our conversation with an index universal life policy. How much can you put in? The goal is to own your policy. As much risk as the IRS says is allowable. So that's the goal. And that's where the planning comes in. The planning comes in as to how much money do you have in accounts that aren't serving you. If you have an emergency fund, a large emergency fund in the bank, is that really serving you for probably maybe a full percentage of a full 1%? Is that serving you? When you can put that money into a life insurance policy that will allow you to have liquidity and also allow you at the same time to earn a rate of return without the market risk. So he was excited about that. I don't know how I could make it any plainer to him other than this one last. So he's a self-employed. They're both self-employed, but he invests in property. So now I know this is not reality, but I felt that he would understand this. Say if you purchase a property worth $100,000, but you decided to front load the payment with $300,000. I know that's not real reality, but he did not understand. So his concern was, you might have these years when he could not pay the policy. It's like, well, you have the flexibility. Because we use the indexing strategy that, you're overpaying the policy. You're putting a whole lot of money into a policy. Say you put $300,000 in the policy, will basically buy you or purchase you. You can get $2 million in life insurance with $300,000. I'm throwing that figure out. But the way we set up the policy, if you had $300,000, we want minimum amount of life insurance. That's $600,000. I think that was the example that I showed him in illustration. So he got it. It took some time. So because we are paying way more than the death benefit requires, you have that flexibility. You have that flexibility to we just really stress that you want to make sure you fill up that policy so it can grow the way the illustration says it will grow, right? We go into whatever company. I have access to a lot of companies, a lot of insurance companies. So we chump out the numbers. So as long as you are maximally filling out that policy, it's going to grow. You're going to have that flexibility. And oh, by the way, you'll get some of the benefit of positive market movement without the risk of the market falling down. So I think he finally kind of got the idea, which make me really want to explain what I'm doing better. Because like I said, this has really become my mission to teach it. It can be very complicated. I gotta realize I get geeked out. I geek out on this. I love it, but I know not a lot of other people love it. It is my mission to make this as simple as possible so as many people can get it. Not everybody will be my client. I want the people who are willing to learn, who are disciplined in their approach to life, and who have plans and goals and visualize them. And this is not a get rich quick type. It's a long-term planning strategy, but one which I think is beneficial. But not everybody is my client, because if I need people who are willing to learn. And it's up to me to figure out how people learn. But you got to be willing to take control of your financial future. Doesn't matter where you start. Just start. I want everybody to start. Right? I didn't know about this 3 years ago. I've been a secret agent for the past 3 years. And just determined to learn how to do this. It's not, I can sell life insurance with a regular, life insurance license. I got it. But this is fun. It's putting puzzles together. It's putting people together with the right people, with the right team. I'm not a tax expert. I know enough to be dangerous, but I know the experts. I'm not a business valuation person, but I have my team. I have finger on the business evaluation. I say to everyone, be curious. There's a lot of ways to do things better. I find that if I'm standing in line or doing what everybody else is doing, I'm usually not in the right place. So be curious. Be curious. Don't follow the herd. If something is wrong or right, determine for yourself if it's wrong or right. This is the time. Be curious, my friends.